Hello viewers, this is Say-La-Vee, and welcome back to our All the Mods 9 Let's Play, Episode 2. Alright, so we are here in our world, and I have done very little between episodes. I did some prettying up, I put some path blocks over to another platform, I built a little fence thing using the 4 walnut logs that I got from cutting down a tree. I cleared out, obviously, that area so we could have a platform. I've done a little bit of mining to gather some coal and iron, so we've got some basic resources here in our inventory that we can work around with. And yeah, the world is pretty much the same other than that. I've built a little thing here so we can actually have access to the bottom side of this Certus block. So we will be collecting Certus quartz over time. Which, speaking of, before we get too far into anything, let's just collect some quests. So I did make another hammer and actually put it in my inventory this time, so we could gather the reward for that. Underground, I killed a bunch of zombies. Pretty sure there was a spawner, so that's why there's so many of them. I collected our first little set of Certus quartz from the producer over there, so we got some extra. We actually completed the first quest here. We had some leather. We got 3 in our inventory at one given time, so we completed that. We obviously built our battery last episode, so Powa, we completed a quest there. And then way down here in Evilcraft, we collected our first dark gems, so we have that quest completed as well. So let's plop that head down, because why not? Put that in there, put the books away, and let's just see, that all stuff will fit in there. Rotten flesh goes up top. So, what do we want to do today? I am not quite sure. However, I think it's going to involve some sort of machinery. I think I would like to actually start working on some power and working on putting that over here. So this will be like our little industrial platform, where this is our more comfy, cozy home platform. Are we going to have an actual base at some point? More than likely. I'm probably going to clean out the rest of this area here. If we look at the map, this section I want to deforest completely so we can have a couple of different foundations. These are just 9x9 andesite with a border of blackstone around it to make it a total of 11x11. So just a nice uniform size. It kind of looks like the Slime Rancher map to a degree with the squares, but you know, who's sad about that? Because Slime Rancher is such a wonderful game. But to get into some machinery, we need to dive into one of these machinery mods. I think the first one that I would like to jump into is Industrial Foregoing. Why? Because this is going to give us some very powerful farming utility later down the road. But I also think that we should probably be jumping into Mechanism, because Mechanism is going to give us some very powerful machines that are going to help us out here early on. And it's also going to be our direction towards turning turning raw ore into multiple and doubling that process. So I think what I'm going to do is start pumping out some osmium here so we can start working towards some of these basic machines. And then once all that osmium is ready to go, I will bring you guys back as we jump into Mechanism for the time being. And then probably after that, we'll set up some Industrial Foregoing. We have some copper and we have some osmium. So the first machine that we need to make is a heat generator. So in order to do that, we are going to need 2 copper and osmium and 3 iron. So 2 copper and osmium, 3 iron. Then we need 2 planks and a furnace. So 2 planks and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of those. Over here, we will craft ourselves a furnace. And then boom, we will have ourselves a heat generator. So let's go push that down over here. I believe the heat generator actually produces power, turning heat into energy. I'm not quite sure how well or what, but we definitely have it now. Maximum output 408 FE per tick. Temp, that doesn't necessarily matter to me right now. We can switch this over to Fahrenheit. Celsius. Let's leave it at Fahrenheit for now. Back over here in this direction, we will grab everything that has cooked up here. Put that away, sort the chest, collect this quest, and then this quest. Now next on our list would be the metallurgic infuser. So this is 2 furnaces, an osmium, 2 redstone, and 4 iron. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, the osmium in our inventory, and we'll just grab a stack of that. Make ourselves 2 furnaces. Boom. We've got that. Awesome. Put the cobblestone away. Now that we have a metallurgic infuser, we're going to put it down here in front of the wind generator for now. This is only going to use 20 FE per tick, I believe, so this is definitely going to be able to supply that. Now, in order to get into the next item... Oh, we got some basic control circuits. Awesome. In order to get into the next item, which would be the enrichment chamber, we need a steel casing. So in order to make steel, we're going to have to go over here to our... to the furnace. We can craft steel dust. Steel dust can be made in the metallurgic infuser using enriched iron and carbon, which comes from coal. So the best way that we can do that right now is it's 2 coal for every 1 iron ingot. Because 1 iron ingot is going to turn into 1 enriched iron, and then 1 enriched iron turns into 1 steel dust. And then we, of course, smelt that steel dust. So we'll do that. This will empty out the carbon. And in order to make the enrichment chamber, we are going to need 4 steel ingots. So I will wait for this machine to finish its thing, and I will bring you back. Boom! Just like that, we have our 4 steel ingots and some osmium. So we'll take 1 osmium ingot and 4 iron, I believe. Nope. It is 4 glass. So we actually need to go gather some sand. So it looks like there's some sand over there in that direction. So I'm going to go ahead and mine up all the sand that I can. And I will bring you back once we have the glass, because I forgot that we were going to need that. Alright, now that we have our 4 glass, we can come over here to the crafting inventory. We are going to place our things in the crafting grid, and boom, a steel casing. So... next, for the enrichment chamber, I guess I have that up here, we need 2 basic control circuits, which we got from a request reward, 2 iron, and 4 redstone. So let's grab, where did they go? 2 of those, 4, nope, 2 iron, 4 redstone. There we go. And boom, we have our enrichment chamber. So, in order to get power pumping around the base... I think what we are going to do is we are actually going to use the power energy cables. I think if we place that up there, it'll generate just a little bit more FE per tick. Not a whole lot, but definitely something. So we will place down our metallurgic infuser and our enrichment chamber. And now we need to make ourselves some power cables. So in order to make the power energy cables, we need, let's look it up, these basic starter cables. So we need 6 dielectric rods, which we can do. We actually only have 6 left. We need 1 of those and 2 iron nuggets. So boom and boom. Boom and boom and boom. So now we have 12 of those. Those will each transport 500 FE per tick. So let's go over here. Let's go ahead and place those down. Connect all of our equipment, and then this should be filling up with power. So next, what we need to do is we should probably make some more steel. So if we go back to the steel, that's not how you spell steel, nor that. We go back to the steel recipe using the enrichment chamber or metallurgic infuser. If we go over here and look at what we can use, one of these items is actually enriched carbon. In order to make enriched carbon, we just need to put some sort of fossil fuel in the enrichment chamber. So now that we have access to the enrichment chamber, we can make ourselves enriched carbon. Enriched carbon, in case you were wondering, which I've said so many times in the past couple of minutes. Where did it go? Enriched carbon right there is going to be used for... turns into 80, I believe. So if we go like this, and put one of those in there. That's 80. So that's 4 iron ingots. So that's quite the upgrade compared to the thing that we were doing before. So let's get 24 iron and turn all that into steel. So 24 iron is going to need 48. So 480. That's 320. That's 400. That right there should be 480. And boom, we are looking good. We're just going to turn all that coal into enriched carbon because we will use it eventually. So I am going to wait for this process to finish. We are going to collect our rewards. Of course, that's going to give us some things. That's going to give us some more things. This is going to give us some things. This gives us, you believed it, more things. Steel unlocks the access of these cables, which we are probably going to be using as well to transfer items around. We collected some advanced things and some infused alloy. So we'll collect those resources. And boom. That's a pretty happy inventory, I'd say. And we can even collect some crystals on our way home. Anything down bottom? Nothing yet. Alright, so enriched redstone, put the redstone away. Iron ore goes up in there. And those are in there for now. We need to upgrade our storage. So what can we do to upgrade our storage? Well, that is going to be a road of its own. That machine is working just fine. What do we want to do for storage? Well, the best early game storage, like somewhat digital storage, is the storage scanner from RF Tools. So right there is the storage scanner. We need 2 ender pearls, 4 redstone torches, some gold, and a machine frame, which is some more gold and some blue dye. What the storage scanner is going to do is it's going to see... Oh, hello, friend. Take care of you. What the storage scanner is going to do is it's going to see all of the inventories in a set radius that we have the access to change. And then once the radius is set, we can fill that radius with storage like iron chests or barrels. And then that scanner is going to be able to pull from and place items into those storages. So basically digital storage, but it actually takes up physical locations. So then say we had a wall of barrels and a storage scanner that was scanning all those barrels. You could actually put items in the barrels and then see them in the scanner without using the scanner all together. But there's definitely some fun ways that you can use that item. So I'm going to slowly work my way down that path and wait for this steel to finish, and we will come back once I've got some more resources in hand. All right, so I have realized that I am tired of using coal in our furnace, and I don't necessarily want to do the factory upgrade on this furnace. It is recommended because it is a pretty good... Ooh, potion of luck. Because it is a pretty good option. However, we can also just make an energized factory from mechanism. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to do that. In order to make an energized smelter, you need 2 basic control circuits, some glass, some redstone, and a steel casing. So we need 4 glass for a steel casing. We need 2 glass for the energized smelter. And then the basic smelting factory is 2 iron. So we need 2 iron, 8 redstone because of the 2 machines. And then they both take basic control circuits, so we'll get 4 of those. And we should be able to, if we get our steel, which we don't have any steel at the moment. We're going to have to go get it from our machine over here. Once we smelt up 4 steel, we will be able to make 1 more machine casing. Hey, an Enderman. I need your pearls. Come here. Oh, my tool broke. This is not good. We are going to die. This is not good. This is not good. We did not die, and he did drop a pearl. So we just need 1 more pearl, And then boom, we will be able to make ourselves that storage scanner that we were talking about. So if we come over here, let's get 8 coal, make some tiny coal, and start cooking up our steel dust. And I will bring you back once we are ready to craft everything. Back in the crafting inventory, we are going to make ourselves... Oh, we forgot the osmium. I thought I was ready, but here I am unprepared. So boom, there is our casing. Boom, there is our energized smelter. And boom, there is our factory. So, we come over here. We're going to heal some. So I just realized that we are down health. I placed a torch on accident. Let's get those out of our offhand. Boom, energized smelter. That is going to fill up. And now we should be able to cook 3 things at a time using energy instead of coal. Which is wonderful. And it honestly wasn't that hard to do. So, if we come over here and grab some lead, let's just test how quick this is. I don't think we're going to need lead for a crafting recipe here soon, but it's still nice to test. We'll turn on auto sort so it spits it out that direction. How much is this using? This is using 60 FE per tick, which means that we're going to need to find some sort of crafting. Can we use that? We cannot. We're going to have to find some sort of power outside of just that, because this is going to start draining, and that's not very good. But, hey, we have a smelting factory, which is wonderful. Oh, our steel just finished. Let's put our lead away. We can't fit our steel in their inventory. Yeah, we definitely need to go find another Enderman, and we definitely need to make ourselves a better sword. So let's get 2 iron and a stick. Let's come over here. Let's do that. And then boom, make ourselves our silent gear sword. So now we have that. We also do not have access to... We don't have sugar cane yet. We should probably go around and find some sugar cane because we're going to need paper here eventually, especially to upgrade our silent gear tools. So I'm going to run down this riverbed, see if I can't find some sugar cane and an Enderman. And if I find one of those 2 things, I'll bring you on back for it. Chicken. Oink. Give me that. Give it to me. Give me the sugar cane. We'll go get these 4 over here as well. Another city, too. Wonder if we should be looting these cities. Oh, look at all the sugar cane. And cows. Cows are nice. Oh, I failed to jump. Fine. Alright, we've got 23 sugarcane and some cows. There's a lot of cows over here. We should remember that. Alright, back home. Let's actually do cows. They shouldn't despawn because they're going to be outside of the radius of, like, chunks that are loaded. Hello, sir. What do you have in your wonderful home? Some baked potatoes. Is there a chest upstairs? There is. Empty maps. There's a bed, but we don't need that because we already have one. What's over in this building? I believe this is where the portal is. It sure is. So this is lunar bricks. Not quite sure where that's going to take us. A maple crafting table. That's exciting. A smithing table and a fletching table. We might come back for those eventually. But I am not going the direction of home. Let's go home. Okie dokie. So I have gone ahead and made us some resources with Mechanism so we can continue doing a little bit of crafting here. I think we are going to take a quick detour and make up some wind generators. So if we go to wind generator, we need 3 osmium, an infused alloy, a basic control circuit, and then 2 of these energy tablets. So if we get... Let's get 12 gold. 4 of those, and then we need 4 redstone. So 4 times 4 is 16. So let's do that. Let's do that. We should be able to craft 4 of them. And that completes us a quest. And then now we need some osmium. We need 12 osmium because it's 3 times 4. And then we need 4 infused alloys and 2 infused and, right? Oh yeah, I'm doubling my recipes here. Oh, we need the basic control circuits, which we've got right there. And just like that, we've got 2 more wind generators. So let's do this and this. Connect those up. And now we are producing 90 Fe per tick without using any fuel. So that is going to run our basic smelting factory, which was using 60 every time we used it. So that is very good and a very quick crafting recipe that is out of the way. We've got some energy cables that we can stick up here in our backpack that we can hold on to for later. We'll collect those resources. We'll collect these. Up here in the beginning, I made us a piece of toast to eat later on. So we'll collect that. And then we made steel down here, so Ad Astra is happy and willing to give us some resources. So we'll put the osmium away. We'll put the oak logs away. Put the raw iron away. We will place down this drawer. Who knows what we'll use it for, but it's there when we need it. And now we are going to start working towards our storage scanner. So in order to have a optimal setup for the storage scanner, my idea is that we set it to a range of 2, which means that it's going to scan out 2 blocks away from the scanner itself. So we are going to break out these blocks on this platform. And now that that's broken out, we're going to replace every dirt, so 25 dirt, with barrels. And hopefully we can make iron barrels, and then those iron barrels are going to be double chests, 25 double chests worth of space that the storage scanner will be able to scan. And then we will have a huge amount of space to put all of our stuff. So, once that is all settled, we'll leave 1 block here so we can jump out of this hole. But once that is settled, we should be able to have quite a bit of storage and we won't have to worry about it for a while. And then we won't have to look at the barrels because they'll be underground. So in order to make a barrel, we need planks and slabs. So if we go in here and grab half a stack of that, make that, make those into that, and then barrel. We can make 16 of them. Let's grab this. Let's see how many more we can make. Make 6 more. That's 22. We've got 16 more slabs, which means that we can make 8 more. So let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. That is the 25 that we need. Oh, I just put them away and we didn't mean to. I didn't want to put away that Astra book. Perfect. So we'll put the book up there, so it's out of the way. We'll break this 1 block. And now we will place down our barrels. And we can slowly upgrade these to iron and gold or whatever over time. They don't need to be done immediately, because we definitely don't have the resources for that. But 25 chests worth of space is going to be a lot better than the chest that we have now. So, what does it take to make a basic to iron upgrade? It takes a redstone torch and 8 iron. So 8 iron, let's do 5. So we need 5 sticks and 5 of those. So we'll do that. Control Enter to go to here. Pick all that up, wrap it around. There's 5. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So we'll just need to do that 4 more times, which is 4 times 160 extra iron. And we will go from there. So now what we need, we have the stuff to make the machine frame. So let's go ahead and do that. There's our machine frame. And now we need 4 redstone torches, 2 gold. We have everything but 1 ender pearl. So basically I just need to wait for it to be nighttime and then go hunting for some endermen. All right, we found our first contender of the night. Let's see if he wants to be nice and give us our pearl. Come here, friend. I call you friend, but unfortunately we are not going to be after this. All right, that is also how that could have gone. I forget how much damage these things do. Run our way back over there. It's a good thing we're not playing a hardcore world, you know? Alright, round 2. Did he give it to us? He did. Alright, storage scanner time. And we are going to put all this back up in our inventory, put the battery at the end and the food right before it. Grab our polished andesite. Build all this out. And now we can come over here and craft ourselves. Oh, we put the gold away. We can craft ourselves a storage scanner. Place that right here in the center. Change this to 2. And we're going to make all of these routable. Should be 25 inventories here. There is, which is quite a lot when you actually look at it in list form. And now that we have this, we need to power it somehow. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to come over here and grab our coal generator. And then we're just going to take that coal generator and place it right on top. Oop, just like that. And now we can come over here and fill our inventory with random stuff. And then once we... Oh, I guess we can't do that yet because we need to power the generator. Put 12 in there for now. And now that this is powered, we are able to just input items, shift clicking, and I'm also shift dragging into here. And then what that's going to do is it's just going to fill up its closest barrel. So we want to sort this by amount, descending. That way everything that we have the most of is up at the top of the inventory. You can put all this away. If you click drag too quickly, the items won't go in there. So just keep that in mind. And then, you know, all this useless stuff, or not useless stuff, but all this stuff that we have that isn't necessarily an important resource of any kind, those are going to be placed in here. And of course, they're going to take up space in the barrels. But the best part about it is that it's going to... You can just search it, and it's not going to take up space above ground. Yep, you see how that didn't go into the inventory. Okay, let's do that. We'll leave the barrels around with stuff. But now we can get rid of all these chests. We can use them for crafting. We can get this iron chest. We can actually... No, we don't want to place it here because then it will start routing random items into it. Let's put it over here. All right. We now have some sort of a digital storage, even though it is not quite digital, technically. I mean, it is, but it isn't at the same time. We also found our first piece of tin underground when I was waiting for nighttime. So we can complete that quest. Put the book away. Eat a potato so we can heal up to full health. And I think that is going to do it for today's episode. So what did we accomplish? We got some digital storage and we also got some mechanism machines. So That is quite wonderful. Guys, I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked it, go ahead and leave a dislike. If there's anything that you want to say to me or the other people of YouTube, you can do that in the comment section down below. But for the time being, this has been Say-La-Vee, and I would like to wish you a good night, or a good morning, or a good evening, or afternoon, or whatever it is for you. Just have a good day. Be happy. This has been Say-La-Vee, and bye-bye.